Hey, Todd here, and welcome to another Acme Machining. Today what we're going to do is the quill stop on the new mill here. It doesn't hold it holds it down, but any vibration I'm doing when I'm cutting or anything like that, this here will move. I've found that I've been cutting some key slots and things, and it's been moving just a couple thou or two on me. So what I did is I took this apart and looked at it, and it is a flat wedge against a round piece. I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to take this apart, and then I'll show you what we're talking about. So I just pulled the locking screw out of the Quill Lock here, and you can see this line if I hold it just right. I'll get behind the camera to see if I can. It's hard to see, but you can see it right there. There's just a vertical line there. That's the only contact this here has with the edge of that. As you can see, it just touches in one spot. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to make another one that's got a radius in here to fit that 3.375 diameter, and it'll fit in there a lot tighter, and it should hold things a lot better. So come along, we're going to have some fun. Okay, so here's the actual mechanism that is the Quill Lock, and you can see it's just two flat pieces. I'm going to make it with a radius to fit the diameter of the quill, and we'll see if that works out better. Now I've taken some measurements. The quill is 3 inches 375 in diameter. I've measured this distance here, and it is 2-inch .782. It's got a 5/16 National Course thread, and I also took one of my pins and put it through to see what the offset is in the hole, and I've got a .465, and I've also taken the rod diameter here of .742. So I've got a piece of manganese bronze, 3/4 inch. I'm going to throw that in the lathe, and we're going to turn it down to the .472, and approximately 3 inches long, part it off, and then we'll get back over here to the mill. So over to the lathe we go. Okay, so I'm going to use the 3-inch boring head to cut the radius in this. The first thing I want to do is I want to set it for 3.375, and I am at 342. So I'm going to turn this in some. Move over just a little bit so I can get another clean spot. Just come down far enough so I got two sides of the circle. That's all I need. And I am at 330. in here. Make that circle a little bit bigger. I'm at 346, so don't want to overshoot it, so I'm just going to go $20 at a time to make sure I'm getting there. Actually need three thou more. And I'm going to tighten this. Give up good now. Move over. Doing this on the back side of a piece of scrap diamond plate. Three 374. I was after 3375. That is close enough for this guy. Now, this here doesn't need to be super duper accurate. So what I'm doing is I got a 3-inch piece, putting a Sharpie line at 1.5 inches. Because I want to center up that boring head. Trying to work around the camera here. Bring this around here, you guys might be able to see that mark. Got a mark right about here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to line my table in. Use my arm. There's my center line. I just put more on the mark, so. See how that there lined up right with the center line? Okay. So I'm going to lock my y-axis. I'm actually going to drop the table down some. Zero my X. And I'm just going to move this down through here. Nice and tight. Take a little less than 100 thou on that. This is going to be painfully slow, so I'll do a couple cuts and then I'll bring you back when we get closer here. Well, that didn't like that, did it? I'll get that changed out and I'll bring you back. Okay, I got a new bit in there. I zeroed my Y out before I moved it because I want to hit the exact same spot when I go back to this. And I'm just cutting circles again here, so. So I'll bring you back when I get this here tuned in. You guys seen me do it before. Okay, we're back set up. We've got our boring head cut set up to cut a 3.375 diameter hole. Of course, we're not cutting a hole, we're just cutting this out here. And I'm going to cut a little slower this time. I'm going to take chips instead of chunks. Maybe I'll save some tooling. So I'm only going 20 thou at a time. So we'll see how this goes. Chips instead of chunks is going to do the job. So I've got to keep on doing these cuts until I get this down to, I believe it was 465. I'll just check my notes because that's the distance between the outside of the bore up here and the quill itself. So I'm not going to put you through all that. We'll come back a little later and we'll catch up. Decided to do it the easy way. I got the auto feed engaged at 3 thou per revolution, so we'll let the machine do the work. That's what we're paying for. I can just stand here beside you guys and watch this. Still only cutting 20 thou depth of cuts at a time though. I don't want to run out of tooling on a Sunday. Continue on, and I'll bring you back when we're ready for the next step. Okay, I just took this out of the vise here. We've got our radius cut in here with the boring head, and you guys can't see this, but that fits nice. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it up right. I'm going to drill a hole down through for my tap size of I believe it was 5/16 national course. I'll get that drilled, and then we'll be parting this off, and or not parting it off, cutting it off. I'll just do that in the bandsaw quickly, and I'll get one side drilled out a little bigger for clearance, and the other side tapped for my lock screw here. So then we'll see about getting it fitted in. We'll bring you back. Okay, so I just set this in a couple V-blocks. This is the 5/16 National Course 18 thread, and I just put it in, and I use this. I just push that up against there. Looks like it's lined up pretty good. So what I'm doing is I just lining this up by hand. Of course, I got the tripod sticking right between the handle over there. So. And there we go. Now I'm going to take this out. Excuse my arm. No matter where I set the camera, I always get in the way, don't I? I hope that stayed in focus for you folks. So I'm going to zoom you out here a little bit. Nope, I guess I'm going to have to move the camera. Bring center drill. Set these D blocks up, just used a couple of my rules instead of actual parallels or anything. And I've got it set up in the center of the vise so that I can drill right through this and not worry about doing any damage to anything here. So. Using any lubricant on brass. Brass and cast iron kind of like to be dry. That drill bit is just long enough. So I'm going to go find a tap and start the tap while I'm all centered up there. And I'll find that and I'll bring you back. Okay, let's get this tap running in there. Sorry for my hands in the way, but that fits in there nicely. So I'm going to take this over to the bandsaw and I'm going to cut at least that much out of this because I want it to be able to have some clamping space. So when I tighten it up, it can clamp on that. So I'll bring you back. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I tried to film a little bandsaw action here, but of course when I went to shut the camera off, it was already shut off. So it's doing its funny tricks again. So one of these days I'll afford a good camera. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up that bandsaw cut. I don't have a quill lock in this, and I want to make sure that's tight. That's my problem. The bit wanted to go up. Thank God it wanted to go up, not down. this one out. Put this one in. Okay, I'm going to take this over to the vise. I'm going to finish hand tapping it. This one here. I'm going to finish hand tapping this one over at the vise. And I'm going to take that and I'm going to run a 5/16 so this here fits into it nicely. So I'll be back in a minute. We'll get you set up over there. And give this a little bit of anchor lube. Of course, this tap's shouldering out, so I've got to find a plan B. And I don't need it much longer. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to set that in there like that. And rather than fight with it, we'll just give it a little bit of a polish right there. Give it just a little bit more of a polish right there. It's the fun of drilling brass. Give it a little bit of a pallet on the back side. It came through the other side, so we're good. Gonna clean that up on the wire brush, and I'm going to drill through the other one. Where's the other one? I'll take a couple steps up to this. Try a little lube. You can sharpen your drill bits different so they like brass better, but and I just might have to. I'll bring you back. Just went through the 5/16 drill and it's too tight, so we're just going to take her a 64th at a time, and till we get where we want to. And we are through, so let's get our, let's just chamfer these edges up a bit. That feels nice. That goes in nice. We'll see you over the mill. Okay, so now we've got this piece. Instead of just angled, they're radiused, and the radius is to fit the quill. So hopefully this here will hold things better, because I only had like a millimeter of engagement. With the other ones. They were just barely touching, and that was all. Yeah, that's good. I got some tension on there, and it is not moving. It'll still move on its own, so I can lock it down. I can give it extra if I want to. Before, I couldn't give it any extra. It just wouldn't take it. And there it's free floating, so time's gonna be the best judge. I hope you guys enjoyed this little experiment. Well, time will tell. We'll see if it's better. I don't think it can be any worse, because before I didn't have any good engagement at all. I was only getting about a millimeter of engagement on that quill, and I think over time it would have wore a groove in the quill. So this here, it's got a radius matching the quill, so it should be better clamping force with less wear on it. So I'm glad you came along. Please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.